Been very, very good. I mean, over the last sort of couple of years, obviously with the online business, so that really helped drive business when everyone's been locked down and stuck at home and trying to reach out to their clients, obviously remotely via online business, and to be able to then carry on doing as well as online meetings. You can then do the online writing of the business as well. Obviously, that's helped enormously. As you've seen for all online businesses, whether that's the online shopping, online deliveries, all of online finance like ourselves, that it really has been a boon for us and helped drive business growth. It's brought more and more of the IFAs to us that maybe traditionally in the past were more old-fashioned, shall we say, and they like to do things in the old-fashioned way. And obviously they've all had to change and adapt how they're working and be able to help their advisors be able to do more business online as well. So definitely, it has helped us over the last 2 years to help carry on growing the business. We've done very well in the Middle East. Very happy with progress so far. It's been very mixed, actually, Gary. I think it depends on which country you're almost looking at, and even which city. So if you look at the region here as a Middle East as such, the approaches that each of the countries have taken to how to cope and work with COVID and it's been very different in each of the countries. UAE obviously being a very internationally linked country, and it drives a lot of its GDP from working internationally, whether that's Emirates and the tourism, whether that's just the JAFTA and the free zones and all of that sort of stuff, helping the region. Those bits, they need to be internationally linked. So it's been probably more forward thinking than a lot of the other countries, really driving forward with the vaccine rollout. So I think we're probably, if not number one or two in the world now with the rollout of the vaccine, the number of people who've been vaccinated. So I think that has helped the UAE particularly to become even more of a hub than it already was for the region. And we know a lot of advisors who've moved from some of the other countries to the UAE, but just because it's easier for them to do business here than it would be in Oman or Qatar or Lebanon, particularly, obviously, with what happening in Lebanon over the last 2 years as well. We've got other smaller countries like Oman and Bahrain where they've really struggled because they don't have the financial clout of Saudi or UAE or Qatar. And they've been struggling with obviously job retention for a lot of the expat clients we would work with, and cutting back on a lot of jobs there. So it really it's almost been two completely divergent streams of what's been happening in the region here, which has been quite interesting. And obviously it creates challenges in some, for the advisors and for ourselves on doing business there, but in others it creates opportunity. So that's the good thing about our business. Our business model is to be able to try and work with as many advisors in many locations as we can. So hopefully you average out both the ups and the downs and carry on growing through those periods. There's been obviously a lot of regulatory change last year. The big one was obviously BOD 49 coming in, and that's made a big difference to a lot of the advisors here in the UAE. But then there's been more, literally in the last 2 weeks, there's been more regulatory announcements from both ESCA and the central bank around more disclosures and more transparency for clients from both of them as well, for both sort of the IFA businesses and also bancassurance as well. So these sorts of regulatory changes are coming in both in the UAE, but also in other countries around the region as well. Again, I would say there's probably been two approaches to that. There's been the companies that have been very forward thinking, and as soon as they saw the potential changes coming, they looked at changing their models maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago, and really driving for the renewal income, the trail income, and building up that AUM and having a secure business model that keeps the income coming in as things change, and looking after their existing client base. And there was others that thought that change would never happen. Middle East is usually very slow at change, and UAE particularly had been in the past. But these changes now are happening very, very quickly and very frequently. And I think those companies that stuck their head in the sand are now running around trying to find solutions to be able to carry on the models that they had and change it very quickly, which is, as we know, is not as easy. We've been really pleased since the move. We moved into office called Central Park Towers in the DIFC. It's right at the end of the DIFC, so it's quite nice and easy to get in and out of. The old office took a lot longer with all the traffic around the central DIFC, but it did create a lot more space as well. So a nice boardroom where we since the reopening of the economy here in the offices last year, it's been used a lot by a number of the IFAs who we work with, for meetings and so on. Because it's a nice space. It's got nice views out to Burj Khalifa. It feels good environment, obviously good technology for them to be able to hold meetings there, etc. So that's gone well. And the team itself, we've got the same team, I think, from 2 years ago. All the same. We've got a fantastic team. I love the team that we've got. I've got working with me in Dubai. And we recently added a new lady. She sort of works from our office, looking after the CIS region, which is handled differently. It's handled from Miami, but it's been great to have Daria on board, another new addition and just another bit of growth in the office here. And obviously that's going to help us with supporting the CIS region brokers that we work with in the time zone, so that Daria can help in the time zone here, and then Yulia, who's been looking after them from Miami for a number of years now, can continue to help grow that region. I think for us is with the IT, the tech side of things. As I said, we're probably way ahead of the other guys still on what we do and how we do it. But it's really staying ahead. With these things, you have to make sure you keep on investing and staying ahead, which we are doing. We're doing a lot of work in the background to try and simplify a lot of the processes, move a lot more of the stuff that was paper-based again online, so that all of these things can become even more easily done by the advisors, take up less of their time. And again, if you take up less advisory time, then they can focus more on their clients and the sales process. So we need to focus on what we're good at, which is obviously having that 15 years of experience on the IT, being online, and the security and everything else, and the solidity and the 24/7, 365 nature of our systems. That's probably one challenge for us. And the other one actually is, because I was chatting to the team about it, is actually just keeping up with the growth. I was chatting to the team the other day about just the number of terms of business that we've signed up with new advisory companies in the last 6 to 9 months. It's been a crazy hectic 6 months, which has been really good. And we've got some brilliant new companies on board that we're working with, and we're really, really pleased to have them on board. And it's now making sure the guys are working hard and looking after them, and keep driving to obviously carry on growing that, the growth we've had in H1 into the second half of the year as well.